Hey guys, it's Michael back with a new game today, and this game is called Death Stranding, and it's Hideo Kojima's new game from Kojima Productions. And as some of you may know, Kojima's famous for the Metal Gear Solid games, back when he was with Konami, but now Death Stranding is his newest project with his own studio.
Weather forecasts can now be viewed by... Should come in handy.
And really what this game's all about is you play as Sam Porter Bridges, who is tasked with carrying valuable packages across a post-apocalyptic type of America. There was an event called the Death Stranding that really wiped out most of America, and Sam's job is to reconnect these broken areas by delivering vital supplies, components, and research subjects to different facilities across the nation. And the game gives you a lot of tools to complete these deliveries, including ladders, climbing anchors, zip lines, and more.
The future. Some animals have a kind of sixth sense that helps them to avoid danger, but we have something far better, the ability to gather data and act accordingly. Only humans possess this power to plan ahead. We have the capacity to live each day imagining what tomorrow will be like, and our imagination once gave rise to a rich, vibrant culture. But somewhere along the line we lost sight of tomorrow. We reduced ourselves to animals, focused only on the here and now.
So there are two enemy types in this game. So in addition to making the deliveries and the main gameplay, which is traversing these amazing landscapes, the two enemy types are the mules and the BTs. And we are actually coming up on a mule camp here. And one of my favorite parts about this game is just how relaxing it is. So making these deliveries is just very peaceful, and every now and then a new track will come up and just start playing some really great music. And this band here is Low Roar, and they are an Icelandic alternative band. So I do think the soundtrack is incredible and really does match the gameplay just really well for a very calming, unique experience. Inventory management is very big in this game. So as you can see there, earlier I fabricated this ladder. You can only carry so much, so you want to make sure that when you do need to use an item, you want to make sure that it's an important, good time to use it. And in that case, I saw that as a good use of the ladder, getting down a steeper cliff. So back to the two enemy types I was mentioning. So there's the mules and the BTs, and the mules are human enemies that are basically bandits in this post-apocalyptic type of America that try to steal your valuable packages and I assume sell them on the black market to make a profit or something along those lines. And then the BTs are also known as the they're called the beach things, and this is kind of Kojima's supernatural take on America, where after this apocalyptic Death Stranding event, these BTs or beach things try to basically destroy you and prevent you from reconnecting the country. And you do have, this is probably the weirdest part about the game, but one of my most favorites, and maybe in a later video I'll show you this in action, because I don't believe this clip we will have, this video here, we will have a good view of this, but you do have a premature baby in a tank that's known as BB, and this helps you detect the beach things, the BTs, and allows you to kind of prepare how to navigate around them using stealth and other weapons as well. But here we are now. We are slowly coming up on the wheat farm, but it does appear there are some mules around that are onto us here. So I'm trying to get out of their field of vision and get back to being stealthy, but they may be too late. And there's a great ladder. So the great part about this game, one of my favorite parts really, is the multiplayer aspect. But it's not multiplayer in the traditional sense. So that player just left that ladder there for anyone to use, which is very kind of him, and I'd like to play the same way. And players can actually like your equipment that you leave for them to help them traverse the world. So I do really much appreciate that aspect that Kojima Productions was able to put into Death Stranding. And the mules are onto me, and they have big trucks. So we're just going to try our best to defeat some of them and get around this. And this weapon here that I'm about to use is called the Bola gun, and this is basically, it's essentially a tranquilizer for the mules to use on human enemies. And it ties them up in those beams of light. And these guys are trying to steal the wheat seeds that I'm delivering to this wheat farm for these farmers to study the effects of timefall, which, if you notice at the beginning of the video, is it was shown on the map, and it's essentially a type of rain that deteriorates your cargo and also messes with your BB. And you can see the tank there on his chest. That's where BB is held, but when BTs are not present, it'll just be blank. When BTs are present, it'll light up really red, and it's just really interesting and just an interesting part of the game, in my opinion, when you do come across the BTs, which maybe in a later video I'll show you some BT gameplay. But it appears we got by the majority of those mules, or outran them at least. Still on our tail, but we're almost home. Another funny part about this game, and I think this is kind of Kojima poking fun at American culture a little bit, is to restore your stamina, you drink from a canteen Monster Energy drink. So I thought that was kind of an interesting take on kind of a drink that Americans are addicted to. But yes, we've made it to the wheat farm, and it's time to drop these seeds off and complete the delivery. And I have to say, this is a fantastic game, and extremely unique, and you've probably never played anything like it before, but I really do recommend just giving it a go.
Thank you. Amelie was a dear friend in the early days. She saw the value in what we've been waiting a long time to join the...
Let's have a look at that wheat.
Without me, did you really bring... How on earth... Oh.
The mules didn't get any of it. So that should be a sweet S rank. And it was. Thanks for checking the gameplay out, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and catch back soon for some more Death Stranding.